By the end of this video, you're going to understand why video games are so goddamn addictive, why you and I should be cutting them out of our lives and leaving them in the past, and how much potential they steal from us. So, when I was 13 years old, I set myself an expedition, an adventure, to go into this one game and to complete the entire campaign on the hardest difficulty. If you know what I'm talking about, how most of these games will have like story modes, the game I'm talking about is Halo. So I told myself, okay, I'm gonna start at the beginning, go all the way to the end on the hardest difficulty, and I'll give myself one school week to do it. So not even like a weekend, not even a holiday. Like, yeah, I guess the weekend, but throughout the week I'll be playing this game and I'll be trying to complete it on the hardest difficulty ever. So I get into the game and I'm going through it, and holy shit, it is brutal. It is brutal. I'm getting flashbacks right now of how fucking destructive, pain-killing my mind is, like, fucked. It's fried as I go through each and every single mission, just actually wanting to get through the torment. I put myself through all this level of pain, all this level of torment, all this level of suffering. And the only thing that was keeping me going was the fact that each and every single time I completed a mission, a quest, I'd get this nice little gold trophy that said, "Congratulations, you completed a mission on the hardest difficulty. Good job, you are worthy of love." So that right there just made me so much more happy and more likely to just keep on going, keep on continuing. Let's say I started this fucking mission on Monday, and I'm playing, and the best times for me to play, because my parents don't like me playing during the week because it's a school week and everyone has to do their homework, everyone has to do schoolwork. So my rules were way more strict and more fucked. I had to find ways around them. So I put the Xbox in my room, closed the door, and around 8:30 or 9, I would be like, okay, hang on, I got fake sleep. Everyone's going to sleep, everyone's going away. Okay, great. It's now 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. 10:30 p.m., 4 a.m. That's my 6-hour shift right there. 6-hour shift, me playing video games, me trying to get through this entire fucking campaign. I go to school at 8, wake up at 7, go to school, and holy shit, I'm just there constantly mindless, constantly thinking, okay, what the fuck is actually wrong with me? And this is the time too that I'll just put up a picture on the screen. This is the time that I actually started developing these horrid eye bags. I mean, think about it. If there is one thing that my younger self did that I actually hate him for, it's for giving me these fucking wrinkle bags here. And I remember something really interesting happened too. When I was at school, after I'd completed the entire thing and I gotten all these different trophies and achievements, one of my friends came up to me, and here I am, fucking sleep deprived, looking like a 40-year-old man after a 12-hour shift, actually like kind of slipping over. One of my friends comes up to me, he runs at me to give me a little bit of like a dab up or a high five, and as he's running up to me, I literally jump back. Because when he jumped at me, my brain automatically suspected or initiated the fact that he was an enemy coming to attack me. So I started to literally get visions, and I remember it was so weird. It was like my brain hallucinated for a second and saw it as if I was in the game. So when he comes up to me, it's like, "Yo, AJ!" I was like, he was like, what's the fuck going on? And I'm like, "Bro, don't scare me like that." Eyes red as fuck. First time ever that I have eye bags. Like the picture I put up on the screen is me when I was 12 years old. What got me through that? How was I able to sit there and to go through that entire lengthy ass process for about, 5-6 days? 6 days straight of that same pain and bullshit, but not do anything else in the real world. I mean, come on now. If you spend so much time in the virtual world leveling up your character, leveling up your stats, I mean, there's not that much you can really level up in the real world, huh? I mean, yeah, sure, I was 13 years old, but at the same time, though, I could have been reading. You know, there are 13-year-olds that have already developed the skill of reading. That's crazy. I mean, you and I, we definitely aren't them. But yeah, before I even get too far, let me just introduce myself. My name is AJ. I help young men become more social. If you're interested in that, scroll down right now, click the subscribe button, join our legion, And if you're even more interested in becoming a more socializer, click the top link in the description, which is my coaching package, and I will teach you one to hand entirely everything I know about being more social, about how to approach any group with with so much depth, with your balls hanging down to your foot. You're gonna enjoy it. Let's get into this. So let me tell you something that you already know. Testosterone is a male sex hormone, but another thing is that it allows us to have more competition. So you know how us guys, we're more likely to compete with other guys to get an reward. And when we're competing, we're so much more in the zone, we're so much more ready, so much more focused. Well, what if I told you that video games have perfectly manipulated this aspect of us men, put it so that we compete in their world, in their game, and just keep on grinding for their awards? I mean, you can visualize it right here, right now. Any award or any reward in any game you can think of where you're fighting with someone else, multiplayer games, online games, anything you can think of where you can't pause it. You can't pause an online game. Anything you can think of that has to do with that, where you're competing with someone else, it's quite literally just your testosterone being put into this company so that they can make more money off of you staying in your room and not developing yourself. Is that what you want, bro? The truth is, bro, you and I have so much more testosterone that we have, like, capable to us, and we're wasting it in this fucking virtual world trying to get these awards, trying to fight with these other guys that are also sat in their own lonely ass chairs, lonely ass rooms, lonely ass lives. Bro, we have the testosterone. Why are we letting these motherfucking video game companies like take it from us? How about we just do something else and not invest so much goddamn time into those consoles, into those games, into getting those rewards? I find it so amazing how they're able to make this work. How there's so many different achievements in like all those different games. Like, you know, to 100% a game literally takes about, a while, a lot of grinding. And here's the thing, there are some consoles or some games or some things that'll tell you, oh yeah, this guy has this many achievements and you have this many achievements. Oh, and the person that gets the higher achievements at the end gets more gaming status. And all of a sudden your lizard brain just picks up and goes, oh shit, well, I gotta get more achievements. I gotta keep on grinding. And before you know it, you're spending more time in this game. Your mental health is worsening, your social life is worsening. But let's cross over into another point, the social life. You know, I find this to be very, like, a lot more interesting. The majority of the times that I was playing video games, about 2020, 2021, 2019, I was playing them not just by myself, because playing them by myself was absolutely fucking boring. I didn't care enough. I was playing them with a friend. Him and I would go into the party and we start chatting with each other. Like, oh my god, what's good? Oh, what's good, bro? What's up? We better hop into Fortnite. Let's get the Fortnite Battle Royale. The Victory Royale. After about, I'm just going to tell you this story because it's going to be relevant. 2023, May 2023, I decide, whilst my cousin was over, I'm going to go play Fortnite for the first time ever and meet this guy again to see what he has to say or see how different he is. So at this point in time, I've been 6 months onto self-improvement. And as I go onto the game to put on my mic and everything, I'm like, wow, this feels like nostalgic. I'm going to play like a few games with him, maybe try to get a win or something. I'm going to try to fully enjoy myself and just be focused in the game whilst I'm doing this bad habit. I invite him to the party. He joins and he's like, oh my lord, AJ, I haven't seen you in so long. What happened? What's up? And I just said, my Xbox wasn't working. He's like, okay, that's pretty cool. We go into the game and I'm, fuck me, bro. I'm understanding something right as we're playing. I have virtually nothing to talk about with this guy except for the game. And when we're in the game, like the loading screen, and there's nothing to talk about, he'll just start talking about like the things he's been doing in his life. Except he's been doing nothing with his life. That's literally the thing. So when it comes to like these boring ass loading screen moments where there's nothing to do, him and I will just literally like stay kind of silent. We'll just be sitting there waiting. Oh yeah, did you hear about that new update? Oh, what update? Oh, this thing, that thing. And the entire time we were just focused about the game, talking about the game. We were never actually talking about ourselves, talking to each other, friend to friend. This is quite literally the same exact concept as you're not friends with each other. You're friends with the substance. The exact same concept. The group of guys that only meet up with each other to drink alcohol, they wouldn't meet up with each other to hit a workout. They're friends with the substance, not the real person. So that's something very interesting that I was able to find out. Obviously, after that, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this shit no more. The guy lives the exact same life. Nothing changed, nothing at all. 6 whole months, no growth. So I think it's really interesting how most people will go onto video games just for the social life when, buddy, the thing you really wanted was just a group of male guys that would actually support you in what you want to have. That would actually be like the guy patting you on the back as you hit that bench press when you get that final PR. That's what you wanted, right? Not the motherfucking, I don't know, skinny fat 16-year-old dumbass that's sat there, chips, Doritos, Sprites on his 25th losing streak. Oh my God, that used to be me. Bro, what I'm trying to say here is that don't use video games as like an excuse to be social. How about you just go out there, go into the real world, and start just cold approaching people. Talk to 2 different people every single day. That's what I've been doing right now, and I'm about to get into a side tangent, but if you're playing video games so that you can go into game chat and go speak to many other people and to have so much more fun, that just tells me one of 2 things. One, they're not your friends. You're playing with the substance, not with, each other, for who you really are. You're not having these deep ass conversations. And if you are, kudos. Why not take them over to the gym though? Second thing, if you're playing video games to be more social and to talk to more guys, why not just do that in the real world? Oh my Lord, it sounds crazy, huh? There's something else about video games that you and I have to speak about, which makes it so much more likely for a young man to just fall into that void. It's pretty interesting too. There is a law that pretty much states the path that a human will take or an organism will take to have the least amount of resistance, which is pretty much just called the path of least effort or the path of least resistance. When you think about it like this, when you're playing video games, how painful is it? It's not. It's comfortable. You sat in your chair, air conditioning's on, you have chips, you have soda, you have all the instant gratification around you. The only pain you're gonna have to deal with is the pain of turning off the console. But for right here, right now, you're dealing with the least amount of pain you could go through to experience a social life, to experience accomplishments, to experience having fun, being in the flow state. Pretty much, video games make it so that you can be so much more comfortable whilst achieving the things that you want. And this is so weird because think about games like Call of Duty. As soon as I said that, I started thinking about the older guys, like the veterans that went into war. And here we are playing the more comfortable version of that. Now, seriously, now we don't need to get into all that debate shit about, oh yeah, well, it's too violence, too extreme, this and that. I just find it very interesting how video games pretty much made it so that a young man will take the more comfortable, more easier option because it's easily accessible to him instead of actually doing some hard shit, because that hard shit isn't that attractive. I mean, come on, doing 100 push-ups in one day, that is not attractive. But what is attractive? Getting to 100 kill count in, I don't fucking know, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. That is pretty easy to do. That requires no effort, easy as fuck. So I just want you to understand this right now. Video games have so much comfort aligned with them. And you and I both already know that comfort is the killer of man. You can't really grow if you're playing video games all the goddamn time. Why can't you grow? Because you're not doing anything. There's absolutely zero discomfort. Yeah, okay, sure. I'm trading for X amount of hours in the video game and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, I'm doing that. Bro, I've been there. Nothing changed. The only thing that did change was my social skills. I went outside, tried talking to someone, I was like, bro, that's the final thing I wanted to tell you. There's obviously more, but I won't get into them right now. Quite simply, bro, understand these addictions, understand these things that gravitate a young man towards this void, and do what you can to get out of that void. And some easy things I can tell you, easy things, is to understand how you feel whilst you're playing the game. So I'm going to go into the side tangent right now. What I did what I found, which was pretty goddamn interesting or fun. I turned on the game and I didn't join any party. None at all. Pretty much, I put on my phone stand and I just recorded myself playing the game. I didn't play a multiplayer game. I didn't play a competitive ass game. I just played like an open world, free world game. Sat my phone to the side and just had it looking at me the entire time. So whilst I'm just sat there, I go up and play for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours. Yeah, sure. This was November of 2022, and I was finally getting onto self-improvement. And this is what actually like made the turn for me to realize, okay, yeah, this is pointless. This is useless. I'm not going to do this anymore. And since then, let's see, November, May, none. Ever since then, I just haven't touched the console, except for when my cousins were over. And they were like, hey, Alex, we need your help because you're really good. I'm still really good, but I'm going to go back into what I was saying. I rewatched the footage and I realized, like, fuck, I'm just not smiling at all. I just wasn't having that much fun. Now, obviously, we could say, oh, it's because the challenge wasn't high enough. But, bro, why not just give yourself a challenge in the real world? What the fuck? Almost anything you think of that are in video games has also been implemented into the real world. Except for flying dragons and all that bullshit. But come on. You can still have a crazy life in the real world, too. But I think I keep saying the word interesting, but it is. Bro, how you can just play video games, sit there, and be aware of the fact that you're just not smiling at all. You don't really give a fuck about what's happening. But you will smile when someone enjoys your party. When you're having a conversation with someone. I want to take a look at that, bro. But yeah. Scroll down right now. Join our Legion. Subscribe. You know what to do, dummy.